So I asked the Genshin community what they want to see Hoyoverse add to Genshin Impact in 5.0 and beyond. Will they even listen? I don't know. But I think this would make a fun video just to see what the Genshin community is wanting from their game. Now that we have more friendly competition from Star Rail and from Weathering Waves, I think it's time now, and I've been noticing Genshin implement more things here and there. I think it's time now for them to finally listen to what the community really wants and make Genshin even better. Now, this is not me shitting on Genshin. I love Genshin, but it's not perfect. But let's see what the community actually wants from their game. And what better place to ask? Not Reddit, no. Not YouTube, no. Twitter. Genshin Twitter. The best place ever, because we all love Genshin Twitter. It's the most wholesome, best place in the world. So let's go see what they say. So yeah, I went on Twitter and I said, what are some things that you want to see finally added to Genshin in 5.0 and beyond? This is totally for a video. I didn't sugarcoat it. So before we get into people's replies and stuff, I'm going to tell you some of the things that I want to see. I mean, I feel like they've slowly been implementing it. I want harder content. Content that like makes my C6 characters worth it, you know? Because like I've C6 a couple characters because I like them a lot, but now I destroy everything in 2 seconds. The game is a little too easy, you know. And the Spiral Abyss, once you know like what teams work well and stuff, like you can just breeze through it. C6 characters are not. After playing Weathering Waves, and this video is not going to be me comparing the two games, but using that as a comparison for a little bit, you know, I love the challenge in that game and it's a breath of fresh air. And so with Genshin, I feel like that'd be a very healthy thing to add. People keep saying that Genshin is a very casual game, and it can be, and I think for the most part it is, but there's nothing wrong with adding optional harder content. We're already getting the what's it called, imaginary theater. That's just one thing that I really want. And then I mean, obviously there's like a bunch of smaller things that I want too, but let's see what the community is wanting. Let's read a couple of these and have a discussion chat. And if you guys want to put your like points in chat for me to read as well, then please do so. Let's see here. Unreal Dreamer says Hispanic vibes, please. Honestly though, going off of that, hopefully in 5.0 in Natlan, more diversity. Yes, I agree. That's been a problem in the community that I've seen that people are just like very unhappy about, is like the lack of diversity. And I'm not going to get too deep into that topic because it can be a touchy subject, but I agree with that. More diversity in characters, skin color, nationalities, all that. I would love that. Hopefully with Natlan, presumably with like, you know, I think there's gonna be like tribes and stuff like that, and like different like nations probably, or regions. Hopefully there'll be like more diversity and more diverse characters to meet. And before we get into today's video, I just want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, Scuff Gaming. They sent over the new Scuff Nomad phone controller for me to try out, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised. I really like it. I like that I can take my game anywhere with no problems whatsoever, especially with doing my Genshin dailies every day. The Scuff Nomad has a very solid build. Like the buttons feel really good. I love how the joysticks feel. They feel super solid. The triggers feel very good and responsive, and they even have remappable back paddles. So if you're trying to game like a pro, well, they got you covered. It works with all iPhones after iPhone 8 Plus, and they're working on an Android version as well. Scuff is known for making amazing controllers, and they did not cut any corners here. The 2 paddles on the back are remappable, like I said, and you can use the Scuff software to remap them to your liking. The thumbsticks, like I said, feel really good to use, and funny enough, they're actually anti-drift. And what I really like about the controller is that it just feels really nice in your hands. There are certain phone controllers out there that just don't feel good to use, but this one actually is very ergonomic and grippy, so you don't get tired of using it. And of course, if you want to customize it even more, you can use the free Scuff app, where you can create, store, and share profiles. If you play a bunch of different games and you want to have specific profiles for those, you can save those to each game as well. The Scuff app also allows you to record and take screenshots at the press of a button. You can adjust the thumbstick and trigger curves to exact preferences. So if you want to activate hair triggers where you barely have to tap the button and it does what it has to do, you can do that. So thank you, Scuff Gaming, for sponsoring today's video and sending me over the new Scuff Nomad controller. I freaking love this thing. And if you want one yourself, you can check out the link in my description below. But anyways, let's get back to the video. Holy sh! This person ratioed me. Almost ratioed me. I have 3.6 likes and they have 3.6 likes on their comment, bro. Ain't no way. You know what? That's the video. I just got ratioed by a comment. I think at this point, we all just hallucinated that character. I don't think Kaveh even exists. I don't think Kaveh ever came out. But yeah, a Kaveh rerun. Yeah, that'd be nice. Aaron says all the quality of life changes in Honkai Star Rail. Let me talk about that real quick, because I agree. If you've noticed, unless you live under a rock, Honkai Star Rail seems to really cater to the audience feedback quickly. You know, they're always adding harder challenges and harder content for people that are asking for it. Or, you know, they implemented more, I think it's called fuel. I forget what it's called. They implemented more resin pretty much, right? Very quickly. And they added like, you know, being able to keep your team members for their version of Spiral Abyss, and it doesn't always change. Like small things like that. Like they're always adding and implementing things like next patch, right? Like super duper quickly. The players for Star Rail love that. So I think going off of that, I agree. I think it's now time for Genshin to finally start implementing things faster. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like sometimes it doesn't feel like they're listening in a sense. There isn't really that communication with them. It feels like when you give Star Rail feedback, it gets implemented pretty quickly. Then it makes people feel heard and listened to. And that's important because it means you give a shit. I'm not saying Genshin doesn't give a shit, but I think it's now time for them to finally start implementing things a little bit quicker so that people feel heard and listened to, because your gaming community is the reason why the game is popular and it's played. And so they should feel heard. You know, I think they're finally starting to do that little by little. Hopefully it ramps up with 5.0 and beyond, implementing the changes that players do want. I don't know the logistics of like how long it takes for something to be added, but I mean, Star Rail has shown that it can be added pretty quickly. But again, maybe different development teams, maybe the games are developed differently. I'm coping a little bit. I don't know. Just like listening a little bit more, adding things a little bit quicker, in my opinion. Withering Waves is already outdoing Genshin. How so though? I actually want to touch on that. Wuwa is currently fixing their game, but that's the thing though. Now, I'm not shitting on Wuwa, but I'm going to tell you this. They're not understanding what's happening. You see all of these rewards and all of these fixes and all of this with Withering Waves, right? Or Weathering Waves, sorry, because the game is broken at launch, guys. The game comes out, you're here. Broken, goes down, we fix it, we compensate you, you go back up, you're still neutral. Game's broken again, goes down, we compensate and fix it, goes back up, you're still neutral. Weathering Waves is still neutral, guys. They're not adding things to it. You know what I mean? So of course they're going to try to fix it, and of course they're going to compensate. So all the compensation and stuff is because their game is poorly optimized or just broken and all of this. So they're trying to fix it so that players aren't mad and they can play it, but they're still at a neutral for me, like a net neutral. And again, this is me not shitting on the game. I love Wuwa very much, but don't think just because we're getting so many rewards and all of this is just because it's the kindness of their own heart. No, it's because the game is broken and they put a lot of time and energy into the game. Of course they want the game to do well, and I'm not going to take credit for that take. Fob Master had said that on his stream, and I was watching it and I was like, yeah, he's actually right about that. Fob had said that, and I was like, you're actually right about that. That's my point with that though. Let's hear toggleable constellations. That is something that I would love to see. It'll never happen though. Hey, clip this and come back to it if I'm wrong. I just don't think they'll ever do it. I don't think there's a point to it. They don't see like enough of a point to like have a toggleable constellation. Let's hear more challenges like Wuwa holograms, more incentives to play co-op, but optional as always. Quality of life improvements to the game client. They're coming, fortunately. 120 FPS on PC. That's a big one, dude. Give me 120 FPS. I don't know why that's not a thing yet. Another endgame mode, but we currently have Imaginarium, so I guess the future replayable events, or let's see here, or at least story about it. More daily resin. Yeah, so this is pretty much the basic stuff that we always ask for, but let's touch on it a little bit. More daily resin. Yeah, we just got an increase, 200, which is nice, but the resin refresh is still the same. So pretty much now, all that means is you just have to log in less to not have cap resin, right? Honestly, I think if they reduce the refresh rate of it, then technically I think that'll be more helpful. But again, I mean, it is what it is, right? Replayable events. Almost everyone that I ask always says this: replayable events, or maybe like a theater mode where you can go back and like maybe see like a recap of it, like the cutscenes or something, because a lot of the times, a lot of important lore is tied behind limited events where maybe you haven't even started playing Genshin yet, right? Or you just missed out on the event event, you know, get to see it. Granted, you can always go to YouTube and watch them, but it should be built into the game, I think. I don't know how that would be for storage purposes. Maybe they could have it where it's like downloadable content, like DLC, different events, and you can choose which ones you want to download into your game, and then you can replay them that way, and then you can uninstall them maybe. I think that would fix that issue of storage, maybe. I think that's kind of cool though, they did that. Another end game mode. So they are adding the Imaginarium Theater, which I'm very excited for. We'll be covering that as well, probably make a video on that as well. Here's my thing, I'm hopeful. I was hopeful years ago when that supposed interview came out and they said we're not working on endgame stuff and people were so pissed off about it. I said there's no way they're not going to give us endgame like content. Fast forward, we're getting Imaginarium Theater, right? So I'm very excited for that. I think they're going to add more now. In my opinion, I think Star Rail is lighting a fire underneath Genshin to kind of push them a little bit more like, hey, your players want this. Start implementing it or you're gonna lose players. Make Pyro Traveler useful. Yeah, hopefully, because what, Hydro Traveler is not that great, right? I haven't used them at all. We'll see though. A reserve Trailblazer power like system, like the reserve system in Honkai Star Rail maybe, where like if you miss a day, your resin goes into a reserve. Okay. About this though, and kind of going back to Star Rail for a bit, the things I love about Star Rail, grinding wise, right, is I don't have to log in for a couple days, and then I don't have to worry about my resin. It'll just go into the reserve, and then I can choose which days to play a ton of Star Rail if I want to, and just go all out in one go. I love that. I also love that you can farm for any character on any day. Unlike Genshin, where there are specific days, it's just so annoying. Honestly, at this point, I feel like Star Rail has really spoiled me on that. And hell, even echo farming and stuff and farming in Wuwa, yeah, it's not tied to days. You can just farm for characters whenever you want, really. I think Genshin needs to implement that. I don't know if they will though, chat, because it's so far in, like that system is so built in and ingrained into Genshin. I think it'd be huge though to get rid of the specific day farm and just have it be any day. That'd be so nice though. Most of the peeps already made good points on the comments. For God's sakes, just give us skins, outfits for all the characters out already. They're losing so much money on this. I keep saying this, and I don't know why they don't capitalize on it, chat. Me personally, and this is gonna be so sad when I say this out loud, but I spend so much money, too much money on skins in Fortnite, bro. That's a me problem. I gotta get an accountant to fix that for me. Bro, more skins. That's just free money. Because then, in my opinion, if you implement skins to the game, more so than what we already have, because yes, we already have skins, but more skins, then that means that your Eula can look different than my Eula. My Farina can look different than your Farina. And it kind of gives your character a little bit more uniqueness to your friends, right? Versus like when you go to co-op and everyone looks the same. I think there's just so much potential money being lost there. And I don't know if they're just not doing it because like when we get a new skin, it makes sense as to why we get the new skin because it fits into the story somehow. So maybe it's for like immersion. Maybe they don't want to break the immersion of Genshin, because I do know that Genshin is really reliant on immersion and the story. So maybe they don't want to break that, but like, bro, exactly. Biyoko. Speedo Ito when? We'd love that. I would love that. You guys would like that, right? Artifact main stat selector, event item or limited time item. Like in Star Rail. Yeah, where you can like have like the main stat selector. Yes. A point to this though, and I've been saying this for a long time, something that I've really wanted and I think would help a lot with artifact farming, because I just had a short go out talking about my opinion on why I think artifact farming now is kind of pointless and a waste of time if you've been playing for a while and you have a lot of artifacts like built up and stuff from early game. Because sure, maybe you're not putting like the number one artifact set on your character. You can still get by with second or third best by sharing your artifacts with other characters. For me personally, I get so many artifacts, it's demoralizing after a while. Why? Something that I've been wanting for Genshin to add, and maybe they'll add it in 5.0 and above, Copium. I want them to add where like when you go into a domain, you can select the drop rate of a specific set. Let's say you go into Emblem and you want more Shimenawa pieces. You can select Shimenawa and you have a higher percentage drop rate for those artifacts. Not saying you're going to get amazing artifacts that way, but at least you have a better chance of getting that set that you want versus the other one. You still have a chance to get the other one. Kind of like the Wuwa ecosystem. The first 15 that you farm, you have a higher drop rate chance of 5-star ones, right? Something like that, but for artifacts. That'd be so nice, dude. Because so many times I've gone to a domain, all I get is the other thing. And I'm just like, well, I don't want these. I want this one. There needs to be a balance because like I said, these games are all about grinding and sinking a bunch of time into it. At least with Wuwa, you can just farm echoes as much as you want. You're good to go. But in Genshin, it's tied to your daily resin. And not everyone's crazy like me and uses primo gems for resin.
Yup, there we go. I'm doing it. I know you guys hate it. But guess what? We need it for content, chat. It's for content. Don't yell at me.
So you're kind of limited on your resin. And if you just waste it on getting artifacts, then it's like, and then it kind of hurts the grind in a sense. So there's like a weird balance that they have to hit. And I think that'd be a really beneficial thing, at least for artifacts. Something like the Dragon Spine weekly quests, but in all areas that are 100% so we can explore older areas and earn rewards. Do you mean the weekly quests as in like the tree? Yeah, once you're close to maxing out the tree, it gives weekly quests to earn more. Oh, that would actually be kind of cool. That would add more gameplay and more ways for F2P players to earn more rewards. That'd be kind of nice actually, because then it would also force you to kind of go back and explore those regions. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Co-op Spiral Abyss. I'll take more permanent co-op in general, but specifically for us to have a place to actually throw our strength around while visiting our friends or vice versa. That would actually be so sick. Not gonna lie, they did that. Or like harder content in general, but co-op. Oh, that'd be so cool, dude. I think co-op in Genshin is pretty good, but has room for improvement for sure. I think that'd be a really cool step. Like Abyss raids or something. Yeah, because we had that one event where it was kind of like mini raids in a sense, and you can do that co-op, right? So that, but on a bigger scale. I'm not trying to make Genshin an MMO, but like, oh my God, that'd be so sick. Maybe new reactions for Geo other than give us a shield. That would be nice. Allowing it to work more with elemental reactions, because elemental reactions are just so powerful and like OP that like you just need to use them. And allowing Geo to be more meta in a sense, or more usable, especially with like other reactions, that'd be very nice. Place playable characters around the overworld as NPCs and let us talk to them. Nice, okay. A training dummy punching bag. Yes, okay, hold on. Yes, this would be so important for like damage testing, right? Where like it's like a little area that you can go to and it's just a test dummy. You can tune it to like have electro resistance or pyro resistance or like weaker to this whatever, and then you can damage test your characters that way instead of trying to find a weekly boss or whatever and then just damage test against them. Oh my God, that'd be so freaking nice. Maybe you can even like have it where like you can like, do you want to make the test dummy Primo Geovashap? Okay, and then you can like click a button and it'll make the test dummy that boss. That would make it so much easier for you, the player, to figure out where you can improve your characters, right? And damage wise and stuff like that. But also for like theory crafters who make videos, they can make their videos so much easier to damage test. Or like when we make those videos of like, I built this character in a stream and then we'll try to damage test them. I would really like that. Let's see here. Since devs won't let new players replay limited time event stories in game, they could at least add the script with images in the archive section and organize in a timeline like Honkai Star Rail's Phase Atlas. Good luck with the Vidoro. Thank you, Bo. I appreciate that. Yes, Star Rail implemented this and I love this. It allows you to like read up on the story, the lore, what was happening if you missed something. This is so insane. We don't even need a theater. Like just give us this for like past events and quests and stuff. So like, especially for new players, which Genshin is very, I will admit, very new player focused. So like click, okay, what happened in this event? And it kind of gives you a brief summarization of like the important things that happened in it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with this. More battle pass levels like Wuwa, past 50, but it's just credits and like, I think level up materials. At least you get extra rewards for continuing the grind. I've been saying that for Genshin for a very long time. I think Genshin needs to have like past 50, like maybe up to 70 or 80, but you don't get more primo gems or anything like that. You just get like basic materials or like Mora. And so you're not just wasting your time grinding and the XP is not going to anything, you know? I think they're really nice. But yeah, more harder challenges in the overworld, because sometimes I just feel like the overworld is just so easy. I've been really enjoying the Fontaine Legends. In fighting them. I think more of that. Maybe if you're feeling generous with rewards tied behind them, you know what I'm saying? But they are starting with the Fontaine Legends, and I think in 5.0 we'll probably get more of that. I can see it happening, but I've been enjoying that. There needs to be a point in the reason why you're trying to build your characters to be strong, right? We're getting the Imaginarium Theater, hopefully more content, like harder content, and I can definitely see it happening. But there needs to be a reason other than Spiral Abyss to build your characters, to min-max them for the players who do that, you know? Otherwise, what's the point, bro? You're just gonna destroy everything just by looking at it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Wall sprint, grapple, no stamina while sprinting out of combat. Huh. I wonder if they play Weathering Waves. Lower the hard pity by 10, make weapon banner 50-50, or guarantee targeted standard banner, more pulls, fix bugs, jank like jump, cancel day, all ability to keybind, struggle with frozen, etc. plus. Huh. So basically make this game Weathering Waves. But I will say this though, the movement in Wuwa is amazing. It really is. And I would love to see that implemented in Genshin, but here's the thing. Hypothetically speaking, if Genshin were to do that, to add wall sprint, grapple, the flippy dippy, where you flip up over things like little ledges and stuff. If they were to do that, all of Twitter, all of Reddit, YouTubers making cringe thumbnails, like, and it's like pointing, and it's like Genshin is copying Weathering Wave. It would just be a storm. People would just be like, oh, see, Genshin's copying Weathering Waves. They'd be mad that they're copying. It'd be so fucking annoying, dude. But here's the thing though, speaking of the movement though, if we saw in the Natlan trailer, if you remember, we're getting to play as dinosaurs, which has different movement, like going up walls quickly or swimming faster or the zipping through the sky. I think that's going to be their version of like faster and better traversal. But the thing is, where I could see it faltering is it only being Natlan and not everywhere. And it'd be very nice if you could do that everywhere, but I feel like that'd break the fucking game if you could just turn into a dinosaur anywhere. Honestly, that'd be kind of sick if they did that, but I have a feeling it's only going to be Natlan. I want to see Genshin's approach to power creeping, like make old characters better and not make them stale. Everyone deserves the love. See, okay, I'm gonna say something kind of controversial here. I feel like Genshin's power creep is not that bad. Like there is obviously going to be power creep because that just happens, right? Like you stop using older characters because there's a better Pyro character or a better Dendro character. But with the content that's in the game now, I feel like almost every character, and I say almost every character, is viable. That's my opinion though. I don't think the power creep in Genshin's that bad. All right, let's do a couple more. Okay, I've been seeing this one a lot and I haven't read this one yet, so we're gonna read it now. I saw someone else post this, but I really wish Genshin had its playable characters scattered in the overworld or occasionally appear in commissions. It would make the game so much more fun. I can agree with that actually. Why not do that? Why not have certain characters just out in the world doing their own thing, or you'd run into them? It would just make the game more fun, but more immersive. Also, side note, when it's a character's birthday, let me actually go to the character and give them something, like a gift. Like it can give you a couple options of craftable gifts. Oh my God, that'd be so amazing. It could even be food. That's just more immersion in the game. Like go find the character where they're having their birthday party or something. You give them a cake or, you know, some food or a gift or something. It'd be really nice. You're so cute, I think. A voice chat for co-op would be wild, bro. No, I don't think we want that. I honestly don't think anybody wants co-op voice chat. Ain't no way. Nobody wants that, bro. They would talk mad shit, bro. It'd be so bad. I think we've covered everything mostly that the Genshin community wants implemented into Genshin Impact. TLDR is, from what I've seen, look at what Honkai Star Rail is doing, look at what Weathering Waves is doing, and start implementing things into Genshin from those two games. Both of those games are not perfect. None of these games are perfect. And Genshin, I think, is in a very good spot and has done a lot of great things. But like I said earlier, it is now time, 3.5 to 4 years later, with these two competitors, pretty much, even Star Rail is a competitor and gaining more traction every day. It's time to look at what they're doing right and start to add that to the game. Because Genshin is not a bad game. And if you think, oh, Doro shit on Genshin all of a sudden, no, I'm not. I love Genshin Impact. I really do. But it's not perfect. Star Rail's not perfect. Wuwa's not perfect. Wuwa does certain things better. Star Rail does a lot of things better, but it's also a video game, and the video game needs to be fun, and Genshin is fun, but it gets to a certain point where it's just like, man, these other games do certain things better, and it's like, why aren't we doing that? You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll see maybe all that stuff added in 5.0 and above. I don't know if we will or not, but I will say this though to end the video. I have been noticing Genshin adding things that we have been wanting slowly. It has seemed like they have been listening a little bit more slowly. Hopium, copium, I don't know. Genshin Dick Rider. No, God! But that's my take. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube, what things you want to see added to Genshin, what you think they can improve on. If you're still playing Genshin, or, you know, if you're playing something different, that's totally okay as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one.